I mean, if you break down static, there are so many parts of it that can be improved. It's like, one is just the genuine flick speed, right? Going from here to here, how quickly you can do that. And not just like that, like how quickly you can accelerate up until like this point or something, and then slow it down in the second half so you land on it. The further you can actually push the distance when it comes to accelerating, and the faster you can decelerate and stop, the better it is in general. So you should accelerate as close to the bot as you can and then just slow that part down. That's the fastest you will be able to actually flick and go consistently. So that's one part that you can actually speed up. Then here comes the little can I do speed? Yeah, I can do slower. Why is it so bad with the frames for some reason? Never mind, but it's quite easy to explain. When you actually get on target, how much time you are kind of AFK. Like, not actually clicking. How much time it takes for you to register that. The flick speed kind of thing can be improved mostly with like 2 target stuff. Like 1v2 targets kind of thing. When you actually miss the flick, for example, if we had something like bigger distance between targets, speed up until here, you slow down, and let's say you land around here, close to the target. It's the micro, how quick and accurate that can be. That's mostly trained with like Pokeball, like 1v4 target Pokeball, or even the 30% smaller Pokeball stuff. So we already have 2 parts of it that can be improved. And the third is how much time you're AFK on a target before you click. That is mostly confidence. It's the actual click timing part of static, because of course it's a subcategory of click timing, where it's the easiest to improve that with speed clicking. Stuff like 1v 9,000 targets or something. And actually, most of static is basically just improving these one by one in one way or another. Most static, that's more relevant to games. But if you look at it as in like a lot of benchmarks and stuff, they have scenarios with more than 2 targets. A lot of them. And for those, you actually have another skill that comes into play, which is chaining. It's like clusters for static, where I'll try to get an example of wide wall 5 targets or something. We switch team because sure I have a better static one or something. This is pretty nice, should work for demonstration. So when you have more targets than 2 or 3, a little bit of chaining will inevitably come into play and become really important. And the less, actually, I would say, proper flicks matter. Reason is you can make up a lot for it with chaining. Chaining is just, if I took a look at this, I don't know if I can pop this out somehow so it stays like this. Try to take a screenshot. No, never mind, I'll just do it with my crosshair or something. So in general, when on this map, for example, we can't just keep playing on one side of the map, even if we have the right spawns or something. to keep playing on the right side, for example, because we are leaving extra stuff on the table that could be chained and could be added to our keys per second. So the idea is to kind of clear the whole map. This is a more aim training thing than in-game stuff. And you kind of have to go in a left to right, or a circular kind of thing. To do that the most efficiently, the way I like to think about it is if you go from target to target, it's like one straight line. And you want to stay as close to that straight line going forward as possible. So you want the less deviation in angle. So here I went from like here to here, and then I'm not gonna do a 90-degree flick to this or something. I would probably go for this one. It's a target selection kind of thing. So I would try to conserve my momentum by trying to keep going in the same direction. That's like the general idea, where I can even play fucking 30 cm glass and I could hit some pretty decent scores even without a lot of stopping power, because I can just abuse chaining and click timing. Like, I don't really have to stop too much. So I could do like 1500 or something right now, 30 cm glass when I'm washed. So it's really, really important for these things, and 1v6 targets and all that stuff. That's the more aim training specific aspect.